What's going on, people? It's Monday the 31st of July. Yes, the light is a little bit different here. I'm trying something different. I'm going to get a different lamp here. The other one that I got a 200 watt bulb and it went out. The electricity flow is apparently not right. It was right. So I'm using two lamps here because I like light, Cheers. How y'all doing? I'm doing good. Ears are a little funky this morning. They were funky yesterday, but it's better today. It's like that. It's like waves. I'll have a couple of bad days, then I'll have a good day, or maybe two good days, then I'll have another loud day. Yesterday was a loud day. It's less this morning, and I'm just learning to live with it. I had a fantastic weekend, people. I really did. I had a great weekend, and I do want to tell you about it, which will involve talking about music, because that is my number one geek out is music. So I'll go right to Maha Festival right away first, because that was the big, well, there was actually a couple of big events here in Omaha this last weekend. Native Omaha Days, which had a lot of African American events. One of them was the tribute to Omaha great black musicians. My dad was one among those honored. That was last night, but I didn't go. I really wasn't. I'm glad it happened, but that's not my scene. I was inadvertently brought up because I'm his son and we played together. I hear this morning from some, posts, which is nice. But I didn't really want to go to that. I didn't go to Maha either because I didn't really want to go. I wanted to play. But Saturday was really hot, and then they had bad weather, which interrupted it, and then they were able to finish the night out. But as I shared with you, my friends, and they are my friends, Icky Blossoms, basically made a comeback at Maha yesterday. And they're friends of mine. I had told them, months ago when they got the gig, I said, I'd really like to play. I know you guys, aren't. I said, would you put me in the running? Because I'm not the only bass player, and I wasn't the original bass player in the band. I helped to write. I helped them put together the first album. Then I played some shows with them since then. And they tore it up. I saw the results on social media. They played well, sounded good. But what's cool is, the other thing I wanted to mention is, I was happy for them. So I didn't go to Maha, but like I said, I had a show the next day at a noise brunch put on by No Coast Noise. And Dereck from Icky Blossoms came to my show, the main guy. And it was very cool. I got to congratulate him. They are my friends. Frank, they got to open for Turnstile. I would have liked to have seen Turnstile, but I just wasn't into. This is a good album. I don't regret going. I would have put up with all the crap had I been able to play. But what's good is I was able to talk to not just Dereck Presnell, but also Nick Packler, because I saw Nick Packler last night at a party for his birthday. Well, a gathering, which was basically for his birthday, which is today. But I got to tell Nick and Dereck that I was really disappointed, and I was bummed out, and I was jealous that I didn't get chosen to play the show. But I understand, and it's to all of our benefit that I understand that it's their choice and what they're doing. Dereck Presnell, the leader of the band, he wants to have a youthful presence, and that's the focus. It's still a more youthful audience that the music is aimed for. He himself in the band is the oldest person. If I had played, I'd have been the oldest person. But he chose Sarah Bertoldo, who has her own band, See Through Dresses. I think she's Filipino, younger than everyone in the band, and she played really well. So I'm happy for him. I told him I'm happy for you because you got to do what you said you wanted to do. That if Icky Blossoms was going to play, then you want to come back in kind of a big way, and it was. And Sarah played well, but we got to talk about that. If you don't mind, let me just talk about this because it's I was treated fine by Icky Blossoms by them not sharing publishing with me. I wasn't the only person that they stiffed in that way. They did it to the Faint as well, and some other people got the ideas and thanked us, but we didn't get any legal. And it's business, and I really understand that. And it's to their benefit and to my benefit that we really understand it. It's business. It's not personal. I'm also happy to say that in talking to Nick and Dereck last night at the gathering for Nick's birthday, his wife didn't come. They didn't bring the baby. It's their first baby, so they're still real kind of freaked out about having a baby and having people even look at the baby. But I was happy to hear that they're going to get going again, or they're going to make some more music. It's not the end of Icky Blossoms. And I told them, well, just like with the first album, I wasn't on the second one. But if you need me, I like being involved. And it's business. The other thing that we got to talk about is the fact that Icky Blossoms is not about musicianship, and Dereck is not much of a musician. And so that wasn't the issue for them getting the best bass player for the show. It's about their image, and they want to project a more useful image. It worked. I'm glad for them. So I had a good show the next day at No Coast. My noise set. The main guy that was a traveling musician from North Carolina, I forgot his name already. He was very interesting, and the other folks on the bill were good. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you're on Instagram, you can find clips of my set on Instagram. I am not able to download video off of Instagram, but it's on there, and it came out pretty good. I sold some of these. Victoria Shen, Eviction, she came to my show. I didn't know whether or not she would come. She came. She's wearing my t-shirt. I love it. I fucking love it. It's awesome. Plus, most of the rest of the audience were musicians and sound makers. I was second to the top of the bill. It turned out I didn't know what to expect. I thought I might even be the first one to play, but I was like kind of I was the one that people came to see, That's not me saying it. That's them all telling me, including the promoter. Yeah, I got paid. It was fun. I had a fun weekend. And, I don't go out and socialize a whole lot. So yesterday was a very social day, and I just soaked up the energy and gave it out. I have a lot of love. I am loved. I know that. I don't have to go around having people demonstrate it to me all the time. So when I do go out and do things socially, the outpouring of warmth and friendship and love is fantastic. I just love it. Had a great night last night. Great day. Saturday in the daytime was even good before I went to Maha. One of the reasons is because I played some music and went ahead and bought some music. I went ahead and it's like I had been holding back from going to the record store, and then something came out that I wanted, and I said, okay, I'm going to go buy it. But besides that, I played some records on my Good Ear Day. This is one of them. This is an old favorite. Fleetwood Mac, Bare Trees, the album after Future Games, which is probably my favorite Fleetwood Mac album. This is lovely. And in particular, the song Dust and Sunny Side of Heaven. Those are the songs on here that I get. Not the Christine McVie, and somebody else said the Ghost. Ghost is all right. The Bob Welch songs aren't my favorites. It's the atmospheric, beautiful songs. Danny Kirwan, a cousin of his, I know not well, but she's in my circle of people here in Omaha. She looks like Danny Kirwan too. She's a Kirwan. Interesting. So I just love that album. Played that. I was digging around in the S's, and I couldn't remember the last time I played Slap, and the cover caught me and said, okay, you know this is good, play it. This is way better than I remembered, way better. Slappractique, it's basically one person. This is really good. Sampling, playing all the instruments himself, doing things that are in the Steve Reich, Philip Glass area with minimalism and repetition, as well as there's a part of this that I thought that almost sounds like Electric Miles Davis. I don't say that about a lot of things. I hardly say that. It's like, whoa, real good. So this got played all the way through. Then I have to have their first album, Slap. I thought to myself, I don't even remember what this sounds like. This couldn't be as good as that second album. It is. This is some good stuff. Experimental, electronic, whatever you want to call it. It's just really good. That was great. So, 2 records came out on Friday that I saw in the music updates. I said, yeah, I want those. I do. So I went ahead and went down and got them. I had never owned this on vinyl. So when it came, I said, well, yeah, I got to have it for my Prince collection. Come. And this is like just almost, some parts of it are almost like nasty, but not really nasty. It's just like, dang, y'all. Dang, Prince. Can't you get enough pussy? Damn, you know? I mean, some of the songs are like, yeah, I don't want to listen to this. This is, I'm not here to get all hot and bothered. One of the highlights of the album for me, though, is the track Let It Go. It's a badass jam now. I've had that forever on CD. It's just really nice to drop the needle on this shit, you know what I'm saying? Love Prince. Love him. So I had to get that. The other thing I got, just the regular black vinyl version. Didn't get the clear run, doesn't matter. I mean, I was hoping. I like that when I can, but Aphex Twin just put out a new EP. Now, Aphex Twin is someone who I follow, but he's not always, his output is not consistently interesting. But I checked this out online before I went and bought it, and what I heard I liked. It wasn't groundbreaking or anything. It was like good Aphex Twin. This has got one of those strange titles that he likes to do. What is it? B-Box LR? B.box.L.R. It's got an interesting cover. It folds out interesting. This is the insert. I love the graphics, and apparently there's going to be a video, released today featuring these graphics. I like that stuff too. But this is cool, the way that it folds. Let's see if I get it right. Okay, is this the way? Okay, I think this is the way to open it. Maybe not, but see how it opens up? To like a 3-way. So that's interesting. But musically it's good. Like I said, it's not earth-shattering. It's good. I was glad to get that. I stayed away from grapefruit because I didn't want to spend heavy. But besides getting those 2 that I went down for, of course I got to look in the used, and there's always a little something in used. So the thing that I got out of the used, been after this for a while, Young Person's Guide to King Crimson, and it was nice. It was nice to get it, used. It has the big booklet, with Robert Fripp's. This is good. This is a nice value. It also has a exclusive track on it, I Talk to the Wind, with Judy Dibble on vocals. So this was one of the used items I got. I'll show the others. Buffalo Daughter. I like Buffalo Daughter, and I got to see them. I think it was like 2008. I forget. I'm bad with time. But I saw them when they did the concert for Japanese relief because of the hurricane, or the weather that messed up the nuclear plant. And Yellow Magic Orchestra came to America for the first time in 30 years. And Buffalo Daughter was one of the opening bands, and I really enjoyed them. And they're interesting because they go from indie rock into straight electronica, but really well. And this is real good, double album. New rock, Buffalo Daughter. I thought this was one of the more interesting signings that the Beastie Boys did for their Grand Royal label. I was really happy to find that used. This was so cheap. I used to have, not this one, but I had early Al Stewart albums. Got rid of them. I even had Year of the Cat. Bought it when it came out because it was, it was everywhere and it was a good song. But this was in the used section for just over $5. Al Stewart Orange. Original on the CBS. The price was probably what got me to get it. I knew what I was getting, with Al, with his singing style and everything. But this is nice, and the musical arrangements on here are really top notch. Really kind of chamber orchestra sounding. Glad I got it, glad I bought it, and enjoyed listening to it. Eberhard Schoener is not someone I follow, but his records, they show up in the used cheap. And so I've been getting them. This is the best one so far for my taste that I've gotten. Sky music, mountain music on Kukuk. This is the most enjoyable one I've gotten of him so far. This one, there's no singing, thank goodness. It's really minimal and quiet. It's nice. And I almost didn't get this, but I said if I can just trade it, but I hadn't seen this album before on vinyl. Kreuzen's Sentry Days. Kreuzen is a band that RAF had the pleasure of opening for back in the 80s. An incendiary show. Kreuzen were surprisingly musical. It was almost like seeing a band like Wire, or actually even more. They were, wow. They were kind of mind-blowing. And once again, we made an impression because RAF, we play to destroy. So we vibed them up, after seeing us play. Said, well, we got to bring it, but they did. They crushed it. And I'll probably actually trade this, but I'm glad I got it to listen to for a little bit, But this is not something to keep necessarily anymore. It has the poster. But I thought to myself, I'm going to get this. Why not? So that's what I grabbed. And that's what I'll share with you. This Friday is Bandcamp Friday. I sold some of these yesterday. At the show is great, I never know what to expect, That's why I'm so pleased with my reputation and how people treat me here in town. But Bandcamp Friday is Friday, and I would encourage you to get a copy of this, $10 plus postage. I have a few other items physically, but mostly it's digital. But I would appreciate your support. But also, Freakform Radio played this weekend. I forget what city that's in, but the podcast is on site is online as well. So we're getting exposure and getting good reviews. Michael Dawson, thank you for sharing your thoughts about the CD. You didn't have to. Thank you. But your taste in music is very interesting, and you buy interesting records, so I watch you. Okay, folks. That's really where things are at. You know, talked to my family on Saturday. That was good. Everybody seems to be hanging in there pretty good. I hope you are too. So let me know. Let me know how you're doing, folks. Take care.